Hey guys, V. Rigoni, Max, high performance real estate entrepreneur. So today we're going to be talking about focus. Number one, focus. Number two, perseverance. Because without focus and perseverance, there is no success. And what are the things that come in and try to beat that focus out of you, try to stop you from being to persevere? So let's talk about that. But first, let's subscribe to the channel, let's smash the like button, and let's leave some comments. Now, since I've been doing these podcasts, I've been having people ask me, why is it that you reach this kind of success? What makes you different than most all other people, right? Now, I'm not saying that people can't be successful, but hey, right now I'm sitting at a marina that I own, in which other people are here vacationing. You can see the boats behind me, but I own it. They're just hanging out. They're taking that day off from work and coming up here. This is my life. 15 minutes ago, I was golfing with my son on a golf course that we own. And we played 9 holes there. Didn't want to do 18, but we played 9. Had a nice morning. And then now I'm over here at the marina doing this. All right. That's, to me, success. It isn't necessarily that you have to be so stinking wealthy that you can buy a sports team. It's about buying your time. It's about owning your life. But it takes those first two principles to get there. You have to focus. If you don't focus on what you're doing, you'll never be able to get there. And so what are the things that stop you from focusing? Well, I can tell you about me. A good 20 years ago, I stopped watching CNN. I stopped watching Fox. I stopped watching the financial news, CNBC, Bloomberg. I was addicted to those things. I was doing that stuff all the time because I thought that was what was going to make me smarter, especially on the financial news side. But when you realize that the only reason CNBC exists, the only reason that Bloomberg exists is to sell commercials, to sell advertising. And so just watch it someday and they'll tell you, oh, when we get back, we're going to talk to the so-and-so. Oh, when we get back, they're always trying to keep you on the hook. They're trying to keep you on the hook every 6 or 7 minutes until they go just before the next commercial. But they're never going to give you really the kind of news that you need, the kind of information you need in order to truly succeed at what you want to do. It's just not possible. It doesn't work that way because they're selling advertising. And so they've got to have people on there that are going to catch your attention, but they're not really giving you what you need in order to succeed. All that's doing is pulling away your focus. Okay. Now, so we're talking about that. And then there is just general politics. You want to, if you like to stay where you're at and you don't want to become wealthy, you don't want to control your own time, you don't want to be financially free, then just suck up 2 hours of Fox every night. Just suck up 2 hours of CNN, whatever your politics are, MSNBC, because they will suck your time. And then there's the internet in general, right? And what do you got there, right? You got conspiracy theories constantly. And they're sucking your time. I talk to people all the time, and they say, I have no time. I have almost no time in which to deal, to learn anything new. But then ask them, how much time did you spend, on the internet? Oh, an hour and a half, 2 hours a day? How can you accomplish anything if you're using the internet for strictly entertainment purposes? Now, if you're on there an hour and a half a day listening to podcasts like myself, listening to other guys out there like a Rod Cleef or a Doug Deppie, and you're learning about real estate, or you're learning about how to trade stocks the proper way, how to invest, now you're actually doing something that helps you with your focus. But if you're on there and you're on there and it's all about the Flat Earth Society or the flat this, the flat Earth that, well, what are you really learning? You're learning nothing. You're just buying into somebody's conspiracy theory. Think about the amount of hours that have been wasted by the general public as to who shot John F. K. Seriously, has it changed anyone's lives? Did anybody become, freer, more financially free, more stable from sitting and spending hours thinking about who shot JFK? I don't think so. But if you can use that time and you can focus on what you need to do in order to become financially free, you're then good. You're going a lot further in life. You're getting way beyond what the average person's doing. You just have to change your habits in order to align yourself with the kinds of habits that people have that are making money. If you don't, then you're going to stay exactly where you're at. Now, let's also talk about the other thing that really sucks people's time: entertainment and sports. Now, I get it. You got your favorite sports team, and look. I mean, you got Gary Vee. He's crazy about the Jets. It's a good thing somebody is, but he's done what he needs to do. He focuses so much time on everything else in order to have become wealthy, in order to grow a very successful advertising business. He knows what he's doing. So then he uses the sports as just a relief. But if you're telling me you're spending 6, 8, 12, 20 hours a week watching sports, well, how in the hell can you do anything else? It just comes down to that. How can you possibly achieve anything else when you're spending that much time focused on something that will make you no money, that will probably help destroy your family life, that will probably take away from any ability to do anything else, to think out of the box, because you're addicted to watching sports. Now, if you say to me, Vic, I make a ton of money gambling on sports, well, I don't know. That's kind of like people who say they go to Vegas, they always win. They never tell you about what they lose, right? And so, but maybe that's your thing. But you're going to be a very, very small percentage of anybody who succeeds if gambling, on sports is your way to success. Now, what else is a problem? Well, it's playing with the toys. That's right. The snowmobiles, the ATVs, the boats. Yeah, you're saying, hey, I got boats behind me. These people are paying me to keep their boats here. They're paying me to be in our Airbnbs on each side of us. We got people in the house next to us, and we got people in the house on the left of us, and they're all paying to be here. That's great. We love it. But if you're spending every weekend on the golf course, in your boat, then what time do you have? All right, because you got to put in your 40 hours, right? You put in your 40 hours, and then you spend all the other time just sitting there trying to entertain yourself until it's time to go back to work. How about change that? How about change that to a point where you can be the person that's going to, run your life, going to be the person that's going to achieve what you need to achieve to get your financial success? Because it's on you. It's only on you. And any conspiracy theory that's out there is not going to. What is that going to do for you? What in the world will that do? It's not going to make you get to the point where you're more successful. You know what I feel like this? This is the way I respond to all these conspiracy theories. One of my goals is become so wealthy that I get to live above all these conspiracy theories. Because the rich never get screwed with. Just like the rich never pay taxes. Okay? The rich can come and go wherever they want. You notice? When you start seeing people that become uber rich, are they always in the United States? Are they always in Europe? Are they always in... No, they go wherever the hell they want to go, when they want to go. Because one of the basic goals of financial freedom is the ability to travel, is the ability to do what you want to do, when you want to do it, where you want to do it, and with whomever you want to do it with. Because in order to do it with whomever you want to do it with, then they either have to be working for you, or you have to buy them out of whatever, retire them out of whatever job they've got, so that when you travel, they travel. That's why you see wealthy people have an entourage. They just buy these people out of their other jobs. Well, you have to have a certain amount of wealth in order to do that. Now, if that's your goal, that's great. Now, your goal may not be that high. You may say, I just like to travel, a few times a year. Fantastic. But wouldn't you like to have the kind of wealth that when the shit hits the fan, as they say, you're above it? You're not getting hit with it. That's what I'm talking about. In order to do that, you got to be focused. If you're not focused, you're not going to be able to spend the time necessary to learn, to do, to fail, to succeed. All these things that come into play. You need the time. And if it's watching CNN for 3 hours a day, if it's watching Fox for 3 hours a day, if it's watching football for 12 hours on a Sunday, if it's watching college football on Saturdays, or the endless basketball season, right? Then all your time is sucked up. And then the only other time you have is when you go on vacation. So you have to vacate your job, as they say, in order to have a couple of weeks of time for yourself. So what I'm telling you guys is that you got to be focused. Now let's get to the second thing, and that's perseverance. You can be all focused, but if you can't persevere, you are not going to achieve long-term success. You'll get some success because focus will bring you the success in the beginning. But perseverance is what keeps you going when things are bad, when things are difficult, when you make mistakes, when other people around you make mistakes that affect you. You have to be able to persevere because life isn't all sunshine. I know, today it is. We're having a gorgeous day today. Okay, it's about 82 degrees. It's a beautiful breeze. Yeah, I'm sweating a little bit, but I'm sitting in the sun. You sit in the sun, you're going to sweat too. But it's a beautiful day. But you have to be able to persevere because it isn't always wonderful. There are many times there's loans that will not get approved. There's people that are going to screw up that are on your that are in your team. Mistakes will be made. And when you're the boss, when you're the guy, when you're the lady it's your show, it all affects you. It all rolls down to you. And so that's when perseverance comes into play. It's not about the good times, okay? The good times we enjoy. The good times are wonderful. It's about when things get difficult. That's when you have to be able to step up, put it together, and face into the wind and make it happen. Because that's when you're not going to hear, oh, you're doing a great job. Because shit is hitting the fan. But you have to be the one that makes it happen. If a loan doesn't go through, then figure out another way to finance whatever it is you're doing. Don't lay down and let it roll over you. Raise money. Get a different loan. Whatever it takes. But if you sit there and say, oh, I couldn't do this because I couldn't get the financing, well, that's bullshit. That's on you. That's where perseverance comes into play. If you can't persevere, then nothing is going to happen beyond the first down. You're going to get there. You're going to have a good play. It's going to be looking great. And then it's all going to go down to shitter because you're not persevering. So that's the two of the most important rules you have to play by is you got to focus and you got to persevere. Those are keys. Are they the only keys? No, but they are two of the primary keys of success. You see it all the time. You know, people do really well and all of a sudden you say, what happened to them? I know, something bad. And they went away. They went bankrupt. They went this or that. They could not persevere. You have to learn to be able to persevere. And if you can do that, then you can achieve almost anything on a financial basis. See, I caught myself. I was going to say you could achieve anything, but you can't. If you're 5'8", there's no way you're going to be in the NBA, baby. But on a financial basis, you can achieve success because that's all on you and what you're doing. Talk to you soon. Let's get out there. Remember, focus, perseverance, keys to success. V. Rigoni, Max, high performance real estate entrepreneur, and let's make it happen.